Hi guys, it's Scott95HD here, and this is my first ever squad builder. Today it is going to be a Brazilian squad that I have quite enjoyed. I've very enjoyed playing with this squad. It has silvers and gold players in it. You could mix it up a bit. I've got a couple of bench players as well that I'm going to show you. Okay, so first in goals, it's the obvious choice. It's Julio Cesar. And Julio Cesar, he's made great saves for me. If you would like to, you could go for the inform version, but I don't have the coins for the inform version. Okay, my centre backs will be David Luiz and Antonio Ferreira. So these centre backs are amazing, really. David Luiz, as you all know, is overpowered to fuck. So he will be catching away all the strikers. He will be getting all the headers. He'll be making all the good tackles that you're wanting to. And then Antonio Ferreira, he's just a cheap Thiago Silva. He's fast. He's got good defending. His heading, it's not great, but it does seem more than 65. And he's good at long shots as well. I've found. I've not scored any with him, but I have hit the post and the bar a couple of times. So I'll go ahead and fill in my left back and my right back. You probably all have guessed this already, but my left back is Marcio Azevedo. And my right back will be Dani Alves. So Dani Alves, I'll start with him. He does have 5-star skill. Yeah, so no he doesn't. He's got 4-star skill, is what I meant to say. He's got blistering pace to run up the wing, which is great, with exactly what you need from a right back. He doesn't attack too much, so that you're left wide open at the defence. He attacks the perfect amount. He's got great passing, great dribbling, great defending stats, and his heading does seem more than 76. But shooting, it's way more than 75. You can get long shots with him. You can hit the... Well, I've hit the post a few times in the bar. I've not scored yet, but I'm doing well with it. So, and here's Marcio Azevedo. 89 pace, which at times he does seem a little slow. So it feels like about 84, 83 pace. His dribbling is good. It does feel really good when you're attacking with him. And his defending is really good. His heading is just terrible for a left back, but you don't need heading if you're a left back, because you're just running up and down the wing all the time, defending, stopping the wingers getting past you, you getting past the wingers. Okay, so Marcio Azevedo is brilliant, and he's got 5-star skills as well. Forgot to mention that Antonio Ferreira does have 3-star skills, so it's a lot easier to get up the pitch with him, with his 3-star skills. So I'll go ahead and put in the centre defensive midfielders. At left centre defensive mid, I like to play Roberto Carlos. And at right centre defensive mid, I play Leo Gago. Two brilliant players that have a brilliant long shot on them. So Roberto Carlos shoots way more than 75. If you got his left foot, he will smack that into the top corner. I've scored a few long shots with him. He will absolutely destroy the ball. His defending is good. His heading is surprisingly good as well. He doesn't have great dribbling. It does feel a bit less than 76. His passing's good, and he does feel like he has more than 78 pace. He feels about at least 82. Okay, and he does have 3-star skills as well, so it's great to move up the pitch for him as well. Okay, my second centre defensive mid is Leo Gago. 67 pace. It does feel a wee bit more than that, but it still isn't brilliant. But he's a centre defensive mid, you don't need a lot of pace. Shooting, great at long shots, same as Roberto Carlos. We will absolutely destroy the ball. His passing is good, and his defending is good as well. And his dribbling does seem better than Roberto Carlos's. It feels better when you play with him. Okay, and I'll go ahead and fill in my two centre attacking mids and my centre forward before I go ahead and put in my striker in a minute. So my two centre attacking mids, my first one will be Lucas, who's amazing, and my second one will be Rabino, who's also amazing. So Lucas, he does have 90 pace and 89 dribbling. His skills seem to come off just like that. They're brilliant. When you do a skill, he just does it. It's brilliant to his feel of the play. When you play with him, you feel him doing the skills. They're brilliant. They're nice and smooth. And with his 90 pace and his 89 dribbling, he's the perfect attacking mid. He's the perfect person to run up and down the wing. And his shooting's not bad either. It does feel a little less than 75, but if you're about 25 yards out, you can get a good shot with him. And also his passing 76 is standard for us attacking mid. It's nothing special. And his defending and heading doesn't matter that much. And then you go on to Rubinho. He does have blistering pace and dribbling as well. It's great. His skills come off smoothly as well. And he does have really good shooting. I've scored a couple of good finesse shots with him. And that's all I can say about Rubinho. He's brilliant. So I'll stick in my centre forward, who, you might have guessed this, is the beast himself, Rafael Sabis. He is brilliant. His 5-star skills. He's the best skiller in this team, in my opinion. His skills come up perfectly every time. 9 times out of 9. You will pull them off perfectly. His pace, it seems way more than 81. He could easily catch up with Lucas with his 90 pace. His dribbling, it feels like 90. For a bargain, I will show you the prices of them either as well at the end, once I've gone over them all. He is a bargain price though, Rafael Sabis. I recommend him for any Brazilian team. Any Brazilian team. And also he's got an amazing finesse shots, left, right and centre. You're pulling finesse shots off into the goal. Okay, I'll go ahead and put in the striker now. So you might have guessed this as well. Classic Brazilian. 91 pace, Wallison. Okay, I'll talk about Wallison now. With his 91 pace, he is very fast. You can tell he's very fast when you play with him. Also, you can tell that he's got good dribbling. His skills aren't... His 5-star skills, as are all 4 of my strikers. They're all 5-star skills. His shooting is a bit weak, but what can you expect? He's got 91 pace and he's a 76 rated. He's not going to have everything perfect. So that's all about Wallison I can talk about. I'll just go over the prices of the players I paid for them. It wasn't that much of an expensive team, apart from Dani Alves, so it's 3,000 for Julio Cesar. What I'll do is I'll just go along the players like this. So it's 3,000 for Julio Cesar, 36,000 for Dani Alves, 3,100 for David Luiz, which is an absolute steal as he's amazing. 6,200 for Antonio Ferreira. He's really good as well. He's just the less rated Thiago Silva in my opinion. At left back it's Marcio Oviedo, £20,000, absolute bargain for the player you're getting. In centre defensive mid there's Leo Gago, 5,500, brilliant long shot, great defence, bargain. This whole team is an absolute bargain. The way they play together is brilliant. Roberto Carlos, 2,700, bargain. I don't know what to say about him. He's brilliant at his long shots. Lucas, also really good for 1,800 with his pace and his dribbling. Don't expect to get a player of that quality with that amount of coins. And also there's Rubinho, 5,000 coins. Bit more expensive than Lucas, but it's because he's well known. But he can ping a shot here, there and everywhere. Then there's Rafael Sabis, the star player of the team. 2,200 coins. Cheap, cheap, cheap. He's like a bird. He just flies past the defence. Okay, and it's good. Good 17 games played, 13 scored. He's pulling off his finesse shots. I can't explain his finesse shots. They're amazing. They're brilliant. You will score them 9 times out of 10 if you're good at FIFA. And I'm terrible at FIFA. So really, you should score them 10 times out of 10. And Wallison, 7,500. In my opinion, it's a bit expensive for someone that's... He's probably the weak link of the team, really. Because it's just not worth the 7,500. I would pay about 4,000 for him, really. But I'm not going to sell him because I love playing with this team. I love doing all the skills. Okay, so what I'll do is I will go onto the bench. Because I have got a bench for this team, which I do use because I have been playing the tournament, which is 18 players from the same nation or club. So I had to buy some bench players, and I have been rotating them about. So you can do the same as well, go and rotate the players about. So there's Diego Alves. I got him in a pack, that's why he's in the wrong formation. But I've not played him yet because I don't need to yet. But 89 reflexes, that's good for a goalie. That's good for a 81 rated. Pablo, I bought him for really cheap. I've put him in a couple of times, he's nothing special. He does the job when Marcio Azevedo needs the fitness. Ramirez, I did have the Inform 81 version, but it was no different. So I went back to the 79 and spent my money on other areas. So Ramirez, he is my third choice centre defensive midfielder. Then Neymar, he's an absolute beast. See, when Rafael Sabis needs the fitness, Neymar is there. Neymar is pinging those drilled shots in, low, high, corner, side netting, anything that you want, he will do. Not the greatest at finesse shots, but still a brilliant player to have in your team. Lucio, he's just there as a centre back instead, just to give some fitness. I bought him because he wasn't expensive, and I needed a centre back just to give some fitness to players. Thought Fagner, he was pretty good when I played with him. He has a decent shot on him, and his pace can really trick the defenders of the other team, and it can get back. If the other team has wingers or fast players, he'll track them back and do well for you. And there's Carlos Eduardo as well. I was pleased with him, how he performed. 86 pace, 86 dribbling. Good player overall. He is not as good as Rubinho and Lucas, but great player if you're wanting him for a Brazilian team. Good shot on him as well. It's definitely more than 75, and his passing is good as well. Just to tell you, all the players do have 9 chemistry, as you can see on all the players. And that is my squad builder for today. And today's squad builder does have goals. And the reason I am doing it on the web app is because I don't know how to do live commentary yet. So I can't do a squad builder at the same time I do my live commentary. So if you enjoyed this video, if you could please like and subscribe, it would help me a lot. And thanks for watching, and here's the goals.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe
Illy and Fizzle on the track. Friday Flips number 6. Oasis, Wonderwall. Set outside tie. Talk my shit about the same.
I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Yeah, and we came such a long way. Built a flame from a flicker, stood back, claimed youngins, left the framework in cinders. I get it, but to me there's a difference between us doing it different and abusing tradition. As generations shift, rebuilt it and we thought gotta be about more than appealing to the core. Couple tall poppies broke glass ceilings for us all. Mine was high profile, some don't feel me anymore. Well, I still love it, and you can find me at the gigs that they're brushing. Their words say they're down for the scene, their act doesn't. The loud mouths always got by, keeping stubborn. Can't tell me nothing, I look at them like, where the fuck did the pride go? The result of their rise, but we did it in spite of years trying to open ears and minds. So young MCs gave up and left the scene behind. It's like
today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street, there's a fire in your heart.
winding roads, bright lights and the lost days, train trips, bong haze, right in the wrong lane. And there's so much I'd like to but don't know how, so I won't say high octane. Beginning our tour, man, it's cool getting paid, but it's always been about more, been about dreams. Hope you're living out yours. I reach mine by spitting out my inner thoughts, and I would never take back, refute or retract any statements or act, mate. I told you the facts and never turn my back or change my tack. Chasing the fan base, you can go and hold me to that. Probably sound scorned when I talk about the scene, only brought it up cause it was once important to me. But it ain't what it was, let it be what it be, and we'll keep moving on where it ends, we'll see. Cause
today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Today